Welcome back to the Artistic Mystic Muse channel. Thank you for being here, for your likes, shares, and subscribes. People have reached out for readings, jewelry to be made. I just really appreciate it. This is a collective reading for June 9th through 15th, 2024, and it's about facing your fears. Farewell to fear phantoms. So, we're going to talk about this and get in this a little more because fear, doubt is also a form of fear. It is at the root of what needs to be healed, what needs to be cleared. And it's a big one. And we also have the bottom of the deck, it's at the heart of the matter. Align life's pathways through the heart. So, it's a form of healing that is needing to be addressed. Now, fears can come in all kinds of shapes, sizes, formats, right? They can be little, they can be big, they can be compounded, right? But it's key. We got the peacock with the eye seeing intuitively into what those things are. And Lord Ganesh here, he's wanting to tell you that you're not only being commended for the achievements, the work you've been doing, but there's more achievement, right, to be had by digging out the roots that are no longer serving your highest good. So we're going to get into that and what that looks like, because at the root of it, it's self-love. Self-love is how you talk to yourself, how you think about yourself, whether you love yourself unconditionally just the way you are at this moment, right? We are all perfect. There is perfection in the imperfection. However, there are some things that still need to be worked on, addressed. That's creating this new beginning, this new segment of your journey, your pathway, which is huge. And it's going to take perseverance, work, attention, right, to that. Yeah, and compassion for yourself during this process, to assist with this rebirth. What else do they want me to take? Yeah, following your dreams, healing. So there's a little extra confirmation there. So what does this look like? There may be something, chaos and conflict came out, that is, whether it is a situation or it's something internal that creates the chaos or conflict that attributes to the fear, right? That feeling of discomfort, of instability, however that is created for you. So what does that look like? Well, in addressing and facing the fear, you're being asked to chop wood. This is like spring cleaning, right? Where you clean it and clear it out. And that's been another message that's come out this month in one or two of the readings. So we have lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So some of these fears could be generational. For those that believe in reincarnation, this is not your first rodeo. There could be something that it's taken one or more couple lifetimes or many to work through this from different angles, different choices you made to learn from that. But it's within. They're saying that, those memories, that wisdom that came from that, you've done this before, but maybe this is the last link of this chain, right? That needs to be cut. And we have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So creation, all of creation is duality. One cannot exist without the other. Some people call it light and dark, but the idea is get it to what my friend calls zero, or in the middle, right? Where it's in balance. You know what this is, you've healed it, you've looked at it, or if it still needs healed, to get you, as she says, to like 80-20% or to zero, aka 100%, right? So that's what we're working on. And you only have to work on something at a time. Some things may come quickly to you. Some things may need to evolve over time as you learn to recognize it and stop yourself from those conditional patterns of how you would react before. Bottom of the deck, a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. So as we face our fears and heal them, we do the healing work, those things are released, cleared, to create room for more expansion, for more personal growth, soul growth, right? Blessings of abundance of all kinds to come in, experiences, people, right? That's where we're kind of at. So, body and soul. So, the soul, the subconscious, right, where these things tend to lay sometimes dormant, sometimes not so dormant, that also affects your body, how you're feeling, physical manifestations. When it's left go too long, that dis-ease becomes disease, it becomes compounded. So when you work on the internal, the mud for the lotus, right? You're working on the mud, working through it. Eventually the lotus comes to the water and breaks the water, and then it blossoms. It starts to unfold. So working on the soul helps the body as well, because they have to work in tandem. So there's different kinds of mud. Some have more clay than others, but that's whatever it is we're addressing that we need to work through. Spirit is holding you in a tender embrace. Your ancestors, that came out in one of the other readings this month, is that you are being divinely supported. This also talks to me, elephants are all about family, community. What your family or community is, it can be immediate family, blood relation, it can be people in your community, it can be in another kind of community, spiritual, whatever your tribe is. It's also spiritual, the etheric realm, angels, ancestors, the divine. Free will. You have free will. If you need support, you need to ask for help, ask, and they will provide it. Then they came out with the storyteller card. So this fear, whatever it is, this thing that hasn't been healed, knowing that you're whole, that you are perfect the way you are, right, has been based on some kind of story from conditioning, trauma, and you are turning a page, a new chapter when healing this. You get to, each chapter is different. You don't have to continue to write the same story in the same chapters. What new story, sometimes it's called new myth, right, are you going to create for yourself, right? And when you release those things, you heal them and know that they were for your highest good, that allows you to explore and experience other things that are of a higher frequency, right? For your personal growth. What story have you been telling yourself? And look, we've got the key. The key is to healing it, to then write the next new chapter. And it doesn't have to be the same. That's a big, big deal. And we also have at the bottom of the deck, exposed and revealed. So what is this that's being exposed, and what are you learning about it? How do you need to reframe it, to look at it from another lens, and to know it was just a lesson, and know that you have the choice to change it? That is your manifesting power. That's one of the biggest things of magic ever, is that you have to choose the easy way or the hard way, like we've been talking, right? How do you want to do it? Yeah, quieting the mind, getting off the hamster wheel, quieting the mind. For some of us, it helps with music, incense, getting into nature, prayer, whatever that is for you. How are you going to quiet your mind to feel it and examine it without all the emotional baggage with it, and just look at it, observe it, right? You got to quiet the mind. Oh, they said take the next one. Yeah, the land between. So how are you going to bridge it? So here's, let's say, the trauma, the fear, the doubt, whatever that entails, to get to here, the healed part. How are you going to bridge it? What work do you need to do? Maybe it requires help because we got new supportive connections. Maybe there is something you just don't even know how to go about it. Someone you get connected with, someone you see online, a counselor, whatever that is for you, that's asked for that support, so they can assist you in examining this. Because sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees, right? You know it's there, you got to do something, but you don't always have the tools for it. Ask for help. All right. And we also had true love come out. Now, this is kind of more than one thing. For some of you, true love for yourself. She's looking in a mirror at herself, having love for yourself, for your higher self, which is your little self, the child aspect of yourself that was wounded, right? Or adult version that's been wounded. Loving that person for whatever that experience was, why it had to happen that way for you to learn. Now, sometimes we don't learn the lesson the first time. That's given to us in another way. What does that look like when you love yourself unconditionally, right? And you can release the masks, the chains, the constraints that have been put on you by what other people tell you or conditioning that's occurred. For some of you, it's had an impact on your ability to love in relationships, family, friends, significant other, whatever that is, right? When you love yourself unconditionally, you learn to make better choices, right? Because you're more in alignment with what you need, not sacrificing yourself, not sacrificing your needs, your desires in order to feel good, right? I saw a card just a little bit ago that said status quo and I didn't take it, but yeah. So you're not settling for the status quo. Why? You're meant to have all kinds of amazing things in this lifetime, right? So finding true love, what that is, unconditional love, compassion for yourself, you're then able to have that for another person, right? And it brings in, because of cause and effect, when you send that higher frequency out of self-love and compassion and what love should be, you feel it should be, that's what starts to come in. Why? Because you now have the understanding you're worthy of that. We also have travel. Some of you may be traveling this month, and that may be where some of these connections come in. It may give you time to, we had quiet the mind. Maybe you need a break. You need a break to be with yourself, right? Traveling can also mean at night in your dreams when the soul rides what they call the silver thread or the cord and goes and experiences other things. There may be things also you're traveling at night and working on things. So be aware of your dreams and what may be coming in with that. You're being asked to begin now to take the first step towards dealing with one aspect of this or one thing. Can you have more than one thing? Absolutely. But what are those triggers? Fogged in. Things may not be happening as fast as you like. Why? Because that's your control and micromanaging. It's divine timing. You may be fogged in because spirit, divine, they want you to go slow and take time. Why? To heal this completely. To heal this completely. Or get it to 80-20 or 90-10, right? So there's no rush to this. And your time, how long it takes you, that's for you to determine. But I like to work smarter instead of harder. So I will tend to push through the easy way, which is shorter and it's uncomfortable, than to struggle the hard way. Why? Because the hard way creates more suffering. I don't need to suffer. I don't want to suffer, right? It also takes valiant courage. Take action with passion. Take action. Look at it. Don't be afraid of it, right? In the flow, everything is smooth sailing. Now, what does that mean? I thought it was interesting. We had two ships. So they want you to go slow, partly because it makes for this process smoother, right? Are there going to be little obstacles you have to, chart around? Absolutely. However, when you are in the flow and are in the presence of it, sitting with it in the now, it's much easier. Because if you try to go fast, you may make mistakes. You may miss something, right? You might get on a sandbar and be stuck for a while, longer than you anticipated. So know that you're to be in the flow of this, and it's going to be a slow cruise. Just enjoy the ride. So that's a big deal. And it's a journey. And this also talks about the travel, right? This travel, this journey of exploring and healing this, whatever these fears are. Bottom of the deck, breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. Indeed, the courage to break trail, move forward. You got to do, as they say, the work. And we have Lakshmi, and it says fortune. She's a Hindu goddess. But fortune is that thing of achievement. It is that thing, yeah, of achievement, of abundance of all kinds. Because when your frequency is aligned, you are aligned, and it rises up all kinds of blessings of abundance, or fortune, whatever you want to call that. Maybe your fear is about money, more money than is able to come to you. Why? Because you have value. You know you're worthy. So take that how it resonates. Yeah, we've got Gaia again. She's been a big theme this month so far. So when you learn to heal yourself, we are all connected, right? It helps heal the collective. It helps heal the planet too. This planet is moving into a place of love, compassion, kindness, community, wellness, yes, fairness, balance, and she's abundant. Yeah, all kinds of things to come into you. So from the relationship deck, whatever this is you're working on, it's creating transformation, which is another message we are getting this month, right? Transformation. The energy of transformation supports our ability to gracefully flow through times of transition, allowing the old to make room for the new. What I was just saying. It's a process. And we've got first chakra. This is the root chakra, the tailbone, supports our sense of safety in the physical world and reminds us to enjoy our physical body. So the root is another theme. The root chakra is what creates our stability. This creates instability, fear, doubts, right? When you are more stable, it's kind of like some trees when they're in a fire. If the roots run deep and they're healthy, it can then regrow. And that's basically what you're doing, or you're creating a new foundation at the root so that you can grow again and blossom more abundantly, more in ways that hadn't been possible. Yeah. Yeah, and it's freedom. When you release yourself from fears and doubts, you're freed. It frees up space energetically. It frees you up emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Freedom of pain, however that manifests, right? But no, they're saying during this process, you might be a little sensitive. You might react and be triggered in this process. Why? Because you're examining it. It's of some kind of, let's say, wound, which can be uncomfortable. All right, so let's go to the Milagros Miracle deck and see what they have to close out this reading. And this is one of 3 oracle decks I've designed. If you'd like them, there's a link below where you can order them. They're a lot of fun. No special instructions. Whoop. And we'll see. Wow, we got a lot. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, fertility and abundance. So when this is healed, the root is healed, things are cleared, like when you prune a tree, right? Because you're healing it, you're taking out the dead growth. It makes more room for abundance. Yeah, we got that. Wisdom, using your wisdom, seeking out others for wisdom to assist, right? Divine masculine energy. Some of the wounds may be from the masculine end of things, right? Maybe men in your life have been an issue, right? Divine masculine is healthy and he's whole and he's not some alpha male. I got news for you, but he's in balance, right? For you, everyone has masculine feminine energy, right? It's a frequency. Maybe that's what you need to heal. Maybe that's been an issue. You felt like you've had to compete. You've had to be playing that kind of arena instead of playing it how you wanted in order to be in that space, whether it's in relationships or business, right? Work. Finding your divine masculine, your counterparts, just energy. Yeah, being mindful of your words during this process, loving yourself, not talking down to yourself. Why? This is a sensitive thing when you're healing a fear or a wound. Yeah, healing, transformation, rebirth, the snake. Flamingo, between worlds. We also have path of a shaman or healer. So between worlds goes kind of back to that bridge card, having one foot in the past, maybe one foot in the now. For some of you that are healers, maybe you're the support that's helping someone to provide that light. You don't heal them per se, but you hold a frequency and give them insight so that they can see themselves and figure out how to heal themselves. Heart expansion. When the heart is healed, a part of it's healed, it expands. Your compassion expands. And then we've got the goblet, the chalice. This is agape love, love of all kinds, blessings coming in of all kinds, shapes, sizes, right? So, what fear do you need to face? And how do you need to change the story, shift the narrative, change the framework, the architecture of it to heal it? Because what's coming is personal growth, using your discernment, right? How you're going to look at it, what you're keeping, what you're cutting out. And then you go into the void. The void sometimes is considered, doing shadow work. There is that aspect, but the void for me, this is where all of creation happens. When you heal things, you're able to manifest new things. You're co-creating with the universe, because why? It's all connected. So you change the frequency, you change what is connecting to you. You change the weaving. Maybe the thread needs to come out of the weaving. The knot needs to be cut out. New threads need to be woven. It's a metaphor, obviously, but you're all that, right? To get to what we would call like wholeness, to find your peace. And healing those fears, learning to love yourself for all of it, and as you are now, that's self-love. And that's the big thing. And it brings you, yes, into balance. Having gratitude. So, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Thanks for being here. If you want a reading, reach out. I customize them. There's also offerings on my website, jewelry, frequency jewelry on my website, or custom work. I love custom work. We find out what you need to assist you at this part of your healing path. And then it's divinely guided, one of a kind. Have a great time today. Love you, and we'll see you next time.